Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm John Aubert from AllPunkedUp.com, your number one source for punk rock news. I was given an awesome chance to interview Cody Almond from the band Plans. It's a punk rock band from Indianapolis, Indiana, who's been touring, making music. They recently, last year, came out with an EP called Ending and Starting. They're currently working on a new one. In this interview, I was able to talk to Cody about that EP, what they're working on, and what the EP was all about, what their future is, and what they're working on. It's an awesome interview. I was blessed to have the chance. Come and listen to find out. Thank you. From allpunkedup.com, your source for everything punk rock news. I'm here with Plans, an Indianapolis, Indiana-based punk rock band that's igniting the airwaves with their EP Ending and Starting that was released in July of 2016. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. I'm actually about to head to practice here in a little bit, so we're working on some new tunes and getting ready for the next couple shows we have coming up.
Awesome. Where are those shows at right now that you guys are going to?
We've got March 8th at the Hoosier Dome in Times Square, just right in the Indianapolis area, with Head North and Heart Attack Man. And then I want to say it's March. It's 22nd or 24th with our good friends Everyone Leaves at the Gear in Franklin, Indiana.
How are you guys liking touring, by the way? I know for a band that's, came out with an EP about a year ago, it could be weird touring and getting your sounds out to so many people. How's the support been from all the fans?
It has been phenomenal. I mean, you have, last time we played Chicago, we played to the bartender, the sound guy, and one of our buddies. But, it was the first night of the tour, so we kind of used it as a rehearsal, essentially. But then we turn around and we go play, Elyria, Ohio, and, there's 100 kids there. So it's been just fantastic. It's been a hell of a ride. All the ups and downs. We've been having so much fun doing it. We can't wait I think we're going to start hitting the road again in May. And we cannot wait to get back out there. We're going to hit some of the spots we've been, and we're going to hit a lot of new places.
Awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about Ending and Starting. It's a 6-song EP. It's phenomenal. I'm going to say that right off the bat. It's unique.
Well,
it has its no problem. It has its own sort of unique tone to it. What inspired you guys to come out and make that EP?
So Sebastian and John, the drummer and bass player, were in kind of a Maine-esque pop band. Kind of that rock and roll pop vibe called Follow Me Forward. And me and AJ were in a Wonder Years transity type pop punk band called Don't Call It a Comeback. And both those bands were kind of towards the end of their lifespan. A lot of the other guys were moving on to do other things. And both bands could have replaced members and made it work, but both bands felt like it was not going to be the same band if you had to do an entire lineup change. So we got together one night. It was 4th of July, 2014 maybe. Yeah. And we had a couple beers, and I was like, I've got this song. Do you guys want to help me jam it out? Because I wasn't sure what I was doing next,
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah. And sure enough, 30 minutes later, we had written Sweeps. So, I was really into the Dangerous Summer at the time. They were all listening to the Maine and stuff like that. So we kind of wanted this, bummer pop rock emo vibe going on. A lot of those songs are over the course, ending, starting. So it's the end, I was writing it as a band was falling apart and I was trying to start a new chapter of my life.
Okay.
Answering Machine, it's about losing someone very, very close to me. That they took their own lives when I was, a freshman in high school, I believe. So, that had a huge impact on why I began to play music. And Sleep was about my depression and my own suicidal thoughts and tendencies. DePaysmont, actually, the opening track there is it's about me visiting my cousin's grave, the one who killed himself, and kind of dealing with that. And I felt like that was a good way to start the record, to kind of just go ahead and open the wound back up. So, there's some heartache in there. There's a couple breakup songs, but it's really about dealing with suicide and losing someone and your own depressive thoughts.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing about music, is it's the beautiful thing that you can create beautiful songs out of all of these situations. You know, that's what makes good artists, you know, stand out from the rest who, you know, all they do is sing about drugs and music and, you know, girls and stuff. That's what makes you guys unique, and I believe that's what's going to make you guys grow even further. Because that is a very touching topic that you just brought up.
I wanted to write something real. I've like dabbled on that subject before, but like I said, it happened to me a freshman in high school, and I didn't write these songs until I was like 21, 22. So that was a large chunk of my life.
Yeah.
That really I dealt with it, but I didn't ever vocalize it, and I didn't ever really say like, "Here's what I've been through. Tell me your story." Like we can be upset together, and we can get better from there.
Yeah.
Which actually leads to so we're in April. We're going to go record in New Jersey 4 songs. We're not really sure if it's going to be an EP or a split, but we're actually in the process of writing a record that's going to be called "Get the Bad Out." And what it was is, you know, these kids would come up to me after the show, and they would be like, "Oh man, you know, you brought me to tears, and you guys are such a sad band," and all that. So I really started thinking, and I was like, you know, like as much as I love bands like Brand New and stuff like that, I never really found therapy through Brand New. It really just kind of pushed me further into the hole, which that is partially therapeutic. I mean, you kind of have to go through the darkest part of the tunnel to get to the light. So this concept grew in our minds, like we don't want to be that band that just bums people out. So we thought about how can we take all these bad things that we're writing about and make them positive. And, you know, you got to get the bad out to make room for good, right?
Yeah.
So we decided that we would be that band that allowed people to get the bad out so they can make room for, you know, okay, we just listened to the Plans record. Let's throw in some pop music and feel good about ourselves now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. That's very smart. So they can listen to your first EP, you know, they start making them think, and then the other part, you know, is a lighter part of or side of the tunnel where they can start feeling better and, you know, reevaluating themselves.
Exactly. I really I just wanted to make sure we were being positive, because you can't just wallow around forever. You've got to make forward motion, and that's really what I'm trying to write about with this record that we're working on.
That is incredible. That is honestly one of the best things I've heard from a band in a very long time. But what are your guys' goals for 2017? And your overall goal for the band? Are you guys just going with the flow? Or I know you're trying to reach out to your audience in special ways like you just said, but what are you guys trying to accomplish so far?
We're, you know, like you said, we're going to be working on these 4 songs, and, you know, we're going into the studio with like 10. Some of them I don't even have lyrics for. Like I've got like maybe a verse. I don't know. But we're gonna pick about 4 of them. We're gonna do that. They're either gonna be, you know, 2 splits. We've talked to a couple bands about maybe doing that, or we're just gonna release another 4-song EP. It really depends on whether these 4 songs feel really cohesive, or if they kind of just feel like 4 individual singles. You know, depending on which ones we do, they might not feel like they all go together. If that's the case, I'd rather do some splits and, you know, have a good time putting those out and maybe touring with some friends. As far as touring goes, from about May to October, we will be on the road every month for a week and a half to 2 weeks.
All right, very busy.
We're hitting that really, really hard. And then hopefully when we come back, we'll continue to work on that full length that I was talking about, and start deciding maybe who and where we want to go do that at.
That is awesome. All right, perfect. Sounds like you guys are just all over the place. You're writing music. You're getting all this out of the way. Definitely sounds like you guys are enjoying your time.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's no sense in... Life's too short. I'm a bartender. I make decent money. My hours are crap. I'm up all night, you know. But, like, I do it that way because that's one of the few jobs you can be like, hey, can I take off for 2 weeks and still have a job when I come back? They're like, yeah, go for it, man. It's all good. So it's too short to not do the things that you enjoy. And music's the only thing that really makes sense to me. I don't have a long-term life plan. I don't really know what's going to happen. But I know this is where I believe I belong right now. And I can speak for all of the guys that we all feel like playing to 25 kids in someone's basement. That's where we should be right now. And hopefully it grows past that. But if not, I mean, I'll have a hell of a story to tell on my deathbed. So it's just about making those connections with people and doing it honestly and not just doing it to be like, well, we've got a cool light show and we've bought a bunch of Facebook likes and all that stuff. That works for some people, and that's great for them. But for me, I would prefer the opposite. I would prefer to never go anywhere, but just have done something that mattered, even on a small scale.
It's the passion that overrides the money and the fame. That's exactly it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah,
very humble.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. All right, Cody. Well, thank you very, very much for this interview. I wish you guys the best of luck. Maybe I'll give you a text sometime, see if we get a follow-up interview later in the year, see how you guys are doing.
I would love to do that, especially after the record. Maybe after we get into the studio, we should do another one.
Definitely, for sure. Thank you very much. It's a very touching interview. I wish you the best of luck, and go have fun.
Hey, thank you very much. You have a good one.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.